back, questionably. We are back on. Now we just gotta maybe hopefully get our audience back before we keep going on here. Alright, we got Dave back. That's good. Welcome back, everybody. Try to maybe I hate this computer. This is why we're building a new PC. Okay, listen. Alright. We're gonna make things happen. Alright. So, smash the new like button. Yes. Let's get this music back going again. Alright, there's the music. Welcome back to the people. Yeah, basically. Womp womp. Okay, here come back the people. Welcome back the people. Thank you for bearing with the technical difficulties.
Booga 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 booga. Booga booga.
Despite the fact that my computer is kind of janky, next week we're gonna have something working that is a absolute unit. I spent probably $4,000 on this fucking computer that we're gonna be troubleshooting later. So stick around for that. But in the meantime, we were talking to Teddy about the scorecard. And
Yes, we
he
were.
was berating me for gloving and wiggling my fingers instead of paying attention to him talking about the scorecard, which is asinine.
No,
Which is asinine, of course, because obviously I was paying attention. How else would I be wiggling my fingers if I wasn't paying attention? Like that's
no.
he
I
knows
was
better.
not. I was not berating you for wiggling your fingers. I was berating you for wiggling your fingers without being able to recite what I had just said.
But I could though. See, here's the thing.
But you could. You're right.
See,
You could. That's true. Yes.
Here's the thing. I could and I can and I will. Let's talk about showmanship because showmanship's something that I kind of like do a lot. It's the ability to put something into your show that is more than just the moves itself. It's more than the sum of the parts, essentially. It's something that is intangible, and yet it shows that you not only know the movements inside and out, it also shows that you know where your audience's attention span wants to go, and it also shows it essentially just shows off your understanding and completion of any kind of narrative. So if you're able to take a performance as abstract as wiggling fingers at someone's face and have them go after the fact and say, "Wow, I feel like you took me on a journey," like that's what we're looking for. So showmanship and mastery. I was saying earlier that you could kind of like mix them up if you don't take the definitions very specifically, because showmanship is this element of being able to, like I said, master the techniques inside and out, and add an intangible element of narrative to it, whereas mastery is just the ability to take the concepts that you are using and layer them on top of each other in ways that is indicative of a lot of time practicing and labbing. So basically, between the two of these things, if you bring in some kind of personality, some kind of character, some kind of ability to take the performance, and again, that intangibility of something that you're not necessarily physically doing, but something that is an aura of mystique, I'm struggling to not use the word showmanship, but the point is how you do is more important here than what you do.
I think the major key difference for competitors to take away is mastery is proving to us that you can do all the things, and showmanship is proving to us that you can make it look like it's you doing the things and not just anybody who knows how to do the things.
That is a really good way of describing it, yes. That is a very good way of describing what I just put in way too many words.
Okay, I got you
Cheers.
covered. Cheers to that. Yeah, I'll drink some water to that.
Yeah, drink some fucking
But
water
yeah,
to
that's-
that, you dehydrated noodles.
That's all I wanted to sprinkle onto your Thursdays. Let's see, we got Shane and JJ here. Do you guys have any questions or anything you want to comment or point out about the scorecard?
Got anything to say about the scorecard there, gentlemen? No, they're both muted. Shane's an
Oh,
arbiter.
my bad, I was muted.
Shane, do you have anything to say about a gloving scorecard as an arbiter?
It definitely keeps track of things like. You know,
Spoken like a true coder.
I like how it's only 4 categories. Sometimes they go over the top with that.
Yeah, I agree.
As it's pretty simplified, I can appreciate it.
Should be just condensed and concise. So.
yeah, I usually really disliked the mastery category, but the way you guys described it and how you like define what mastery means, it makes it so much less subjective, and I actually really like it here.
Nice.
And I, this, make no mistake, this is a subjective, like, we are scoring a subjective thing, and the idea is that the subjectivity in it, at the very least, it's aimed, right? Because we have concepts judges and traits judges, so the people that like their biases or their preferences cater to the things that they are scoring. So people like, there's some people that like, for example, Mirage is one of those people like he's like, dude, confuse me in a light show, get in my face and confuse me. Whereas other people might say, yeah, confusing me is cool, but perform for me.
Yeah,
I'm
the perform for me type. So it's definitely. I mean, I can appreciate being confused, but I don't want like 2.5 minutes of just digits in my face. I want to see it. Like, I want you to take me on a journey, and if throughout that journey you make me confused, like, excellent, 100% good.
And I think the balance and difficulty is finding the medium where we can measure both and say who's got the best of both worlds. Who can make everybody go, that was the best light show, regardless of whether they prefer performance or confusion. JJ, you were going to say something?
So the highest score you can get is a 40, right?
The highest score when there is 2 judges that you can get is a 40. If we, in later rounds, when we get to 4 and 6 judges, that goes up to 80 and 120.
Okay, so that explains a lot for me. So, sounds pretty good then. So what if 2 people get like a perfect like 40 each, like then it goes to a tiebreaker, or what happens then?
Yeah, I haven't decided exactly which category it is, but well, I guess if they both got a first of all, it would be if 2
Super
people
rare.
got a 40. If 2 people got a 40, then I picked bad judges.
Damn.
It's just, no, like that. Real talk, because a 40 should be A 40 should be impossible.
Nearly
Okay,
impossible.
how about the 2 guys that got 20s?
I'm not a huge fan of scores that can't be reached. Type of idealism. Like, if there's a top score, there should be the ability to get the top score. But damn, like, everybody's got to be like, yeah, I couldn't find a single fucking thing to critique, even just like nitpick, to even just like. It has to be.
Well, the idea...
It has to be better than Vex's 2017 IGC 2016 IGC, because 27 didn't exist. 2016 IGC show. It has to be better than that show in order to get a perfect score. And you don't. I don't see that happening. I'm sorry.
Basically, anyone who watched the show would have to black out without fail, and then there's no way to score without giving them a perfect score.
Correct. Yes. It has to. Essentially, the perfect score needs to black out the entire room so that the Glover himself can write in the score of 20.
Well,
that's viable. It can happen. Listen.
I'm more worried about two Glovers getting a 37 than two Glovers getting a 40.
Well, yeah, no. I mean,
and
ties
in
are
that
possible,
case,
but tiebreakers.
yeah,
tiebreakers are easy. So.
Yeah, tiebreakers with perfect scores. If that happens, that would probably happen in the later rounds when things get really, really close, and that's when novelty points come into play. So for anybody that saw on the scorecard breakdown that we did a couple weeks ago, I mentioned that I'm reserving the right in the later rounds to add non-gloving judges. Not necessarily saying people that aren't equipped to judge, but like maybe I'll pull Glovers from the dance competition, the movement competition, and what they will do is they will provide novelty points. And for anybody that watched the GFC episodes, when we brought in guest judges, we gave them points that they could award to the Glover they thought deserved it outside of the scorecard. So when we do get to a point where it's that close, that's what those novelty points would be for as a tiebreaker. And the idea behind that again is that we're looking to crown a champion. We're looking for a Glover that hits all of the angles and hits all the criteria. So, and part of that criteria is being able to entertain non-Glovers. People that aren't looking at you with a dissective eye. They should be able to say, no, he won, because too many times we show people the winning competition show, and you show people that have never watched a light show competition. They're like, well, I mean, like, I guess maybe I don't see it, but I think the other guy should have won or anything like that. I mean, and not necessarily saying that they should have a vote, but if that happens consistently, it's a problem. So with the novelty points and bringing in some non-gloving judges for the later rounds, I think that'll help alleviate that and give us a true, well-rounded and fair winner.
Definitely is a factor. I mean, there's something to be said about the untrained eye, the layperson's eye for gloving, just not understanding some of the things that we see as true complexities. So they'll see something that's more just like raw entertainment value and be like, well, that's more entertaining than this thing that you say is mastery. And there's truth to it. There's truth to it. But at the same time, we can't discount the amount of actual mastery someone has for the art itself.
Exactly. And conversely, someone who is so focused on the complicated and something who is so focused on the specifics of it, they may miss the simple entertainment value that does exist in the show. Mm-hmm. So it does go both ways, and again, that's what we aim to do. We're trying to find something that hits. I don't want to say meets the middle because it's not necessarily linear, but we definitely want to find something that balances on the spectrum.
I hope Sharkbait competes, says Joseph. Joseph, I hope Sharkbait competes as well. That would be cool as fuck. Old Dave says, I can say from experience that scoring art is hard. That is true. Scoring art is very difficult, but what is not difficult is scoring what makes you feel more excited than the other thing. And there's truth to the fact that some Glovers make me more excited than others. Just because of how talented and exciting their light shows are. Let's see. I couldn't imagine at the scale I would freak out watching pit battles, says Vio. Yeah, dude, come to G3. It's gonna be nuts. But you're giving away tickets, so I can't wait to meet you, my dude. Take this opportunity to smash the like button, share the stream again. Last time I told you to share the stream was on the one that's dead link now, so you know how it goes. Share it with your team, share it with your community, share it with your grandma, all the good stuff. Tedward, is there anything else that you had to say about the Global Gloving Gauntlet, the greatest gloving gathering, the group of gloving
gods?
Yeah, you know. There was a third one I said last week or the week before, and I can't think of what it was.
Grandest gloving something. Grandest gloving get together or grandest gloving something. But anyway, no, that is all that I wanted to talk about today. I will leave you to your PC building and the Vortex update.
Vortex
Shane,
updates.
I'm very excited to see what's happening there. So I am gonna jet off, but I will see you guys in the comments.
Thank
you guys have a great night.
Again, Tedward, for being on the stream. And once again, you got moves.com/G3. Go get your tickets. Go get your venue entry. Go get your competitor tickets. Actually, you won't be able to get competitor tickets until the next venue entry threshold is met, and we're pretty close, I think. So go and hit that.
Yeah, we're under 30 tickets away from that. So please go get your GA tickets. Go tell your friends to get their GA tickets, that stuff.
And seriously, the longer you wait, the more expensive it's going to get, and the harder it's going to be to figure out your traveling. So get that done. I know Dave was telling me that we needed to get the venue up on the website so that people can kind of figure out what their plans are.
Yes, I did put that. I did put that in the announcement today. So if you go to in the Discord, the G3 info channel, it does have the address there. But I will update the web page over the weekend.
Web page is probably a good priority too, because that's where people are going to land on. So definitely valuable. All right, so thanks again, Teddy. See you next week.
Sounds good. Have a good one, guys.
And next, the man, the myth, the programmer himself, the god of wires.
Yeah.
Stone, my man. Shane, my guy, coming through with the wires. You did something new. What did you do? What do you have to show? I actually don't have it to show off this time because I'm getting my set in the mail very soon. But
on the way.
It's on the way. Yeah. But you and JJ, that's what JJ's here for as well. He's got a set to show us. So.
Yeah, I got the new wires.
So here's a bit of a look at them. My garbage potato camera. But let me see if I can get some. Oh, there we go. That focus real nice.
Yeah, there we go.
So you might be able to notice, but they're flat.
Flat.
It's
That's
like someone went and steamrolled those suckers.
So that means that they'll lay flat on your fingertips. They won't bunch up. They won't unroll.
Yeah, so
That's
there's
cool.
a few added bonuses to these new style of wires. You can see how when it's running along your finger, it has a lower profile. You really won't detect it. JJ's wearing them right now. Like in the other versions of the wires, you can kind of see them poking through.
Right.
But I practically cannot see those. I would say.
Yeah, I can't. On
Even
camera,
tell.
I can't tell. I'm gonna click on them.
And it's focused in pretty good.
It was. Yeah. Yeah.
I do not even see the wire profile whatsoever.
There it is. Perfect. Yeah, they're practically invisible. And now I'm not a glover, so I'm no expert. But for the people who've tried them, and including JJ, they claim that the comfort has improved because of it.
Yep.
Right?
Can't even feel them now.
So they're even less noticeable. They're slimmer, and so that's just like the first. Oh yeah, they're also white instead of black, they're gray. They're like a light gray.
Which is a good. That's good for camouflage for sure.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Especially with the slim gloves, you could kind of see through the mesh of the slim gloves when they're all stretched out, and this you're not gonna really see much. But yeah, so yeah, one of the benefits is that they're smaller and they're slimmer, they're more comfortable. That's another benefit. But that wasn't even the point. The reason that these new wires exist is because the old wires are traditional copper wires. They work exactly as wires normally do. But there was two small issues with the way they were assembled. I think I have a sample right here. Right. So there was two minor issues that they're not unforgivable, but they were inconvenient. So with these guys, they're a twisted bundle. It's a round organization. As you slide your hands into and out of the gloves, sometimes it just running along the coil causes them to unravel a little bit. And the heat shrink sections, which are black on black, so you can't really see them, but the heat shrink sections kind of prevented that, but not entirely. So that was less than ideal. That's more of an inconvenience thing. What's really cool though is these are normal wires. They'll wear out. You do this a bunch, and then they'll wear out eventually. But with the gray wires, with these flat wires, these are actually industrial strength robotics wires, or similar to the ones used in robotics, which is crazy because you can imagine like a robot machine going do like bending all over the place, and it's got all these wires following it, and factories can't afford for their machines to be constantly wrecking themselves just through normal use. So there are specialty wires, which I discovered now, that are way more durable and specifically purpose-built for surviving repeated flex. And my manufacturer claims, and I believe him, that they're rated for 10,000 flexes, which is an insane amount of movement. I don't know how long it takes to reach 10,000 flexes, but it's much, much longer than it was for these black wires, which would probably break after a few hundred flexes or a few thousand flexes rather than 10. We still haven't reached the end of the lifespan of the first set of flat wires yet. So I don't know how long they last, but it's longer. They've already beat the record.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, so fantastically enough, this will mean that you'll need even less wire replacements. They were already moderately infrequent, much less frequent than battery replacements used to be. But now we're doubling that, hopefully, or maybe more. And we'll see as time goes on where exactly the lifespan lands. But now it's getting to the point where you're going to put in new wires, you're going to use them for a while, you're going to forget about them, and then one day you're like, oh, wait, oh yeah, I think I need to change these now. And it'll be the least consumptive part of your whole glove set. So I'm really excited for that because I don't want people with broken wires. That's like
that's honestly some really good news. The black wires definitely didn't feel as seamless is the right word as they could have, and so the flat profile I think is going to make a big deal. The only real issue I can foresee being a problem now is wire length is going to be more precisely it's going to make more of a difference in precise, like how
I think you're right.
How it's going to bunch up, and I don't know if that's going to work right.
So yeah, that's a really excellent point. Wire length might be a little more sensitive now. So far for the JJ had the first sample set that he was testing, and he said that when they bunch, they're still relatively unnoticeable, and they kind of bend in a relatively comfortable way, all things considered. Having too much extra length probably won't be nice, but yeah, I mean, I don't need to speak for him necessarily, but that's what I remember him saying.
Yeah, pretty much like they felt like they needed like 10 more millimeters, and that's exactly what Shane did. Is he made the wires a little bit longer to account for them not being as round, which means they don't flex like the same as the round wires. So we pretty much already took that into account, but that doesn't mean that there isn't going to be different wire sizes in the future to account for other people, because we are seeing people with bigger and bigger hands every fucking day.
Dude, it's like every time you see someone with bigger hands, someone comes out of the woodwork and like, yo, that's small actually. Check out these fucking murder mittens.
That's the biggest like difficulty so far is the people with the absolute largest hands. Most people, they pretty much fit the size of wires that we have. They're like, yeah, these are comfortable. They're perfectly fine. Most people have very little comment on the size and comfort. Very few number of people are like, can they be any smaller? And they got really tiny hands and they're like, this is too much extra.
Here's a thought. They have those wires that you can like clip and then reattach the ends to. Is that something that's viable? Like with your connectors, is there a way to like send them just like, all right, so here's the amount of wire that you get. You're gonna have to clip it and reconnect your ends at the right length for you, or is that just too much work for people?
Like if you got really clever with it, you could probably make a system where you could shorten the wires in one direction, but once you shortened them, they couldn't reverse because it would destroy the material.
Right.
So that probably wouldn't be a great solution, at least in my mind. I don't think like configurable wires would really be practical. It might be possible. I don't know if it's practical. The way I was kind of thinking of moving is someone brought up a really interesting point recently. They're like, I know the thumbs are longer, but I feel like they don't need to be, and I almost feel like they need to be shorter than the rest of the fingers, just because of the nature of where the pack likes to sit.
It definitely seems to me like it should have been a shorter wire.
And you know what? The reason they're longer is because I thought they were supposed to be, and I guessed, and I never asked anybody.
Nobody thought to think, why is this longer? I did think it, and then I was just like, whatever, and then thought nothing of it after that. So once the wires become flat, though, it starts to matter more because of the thing I said. So yeah.
So one of the thoughts that someone suggested, and I think is actually a really good idea, is it's quite possible that all the wires could be reasonably the same length, as long as they're oriented properly. Like how the thumb is going towards the thumb and the fingers are going straight. They might all benefit from just being about the same length because they're kind of all set near the base of each finger. So yeah, I think there's a possible future in which we have single length wires and all packs of wires are 10 identical wires, and then there becomes 3 sizes. You can either have a large set, a medium set, or a small set, just like gloves.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the viable option there.
I
really have to get mine in order to tell you how precise I think this is gonna make a difference. But we won't know until you know.
Yeah, I think that for the most part, and this obviously needs more data, but for the most part, they're gonna be fine for most people. They're not gonna have too much of an issue. They might have like, it could be a little more comfortable here. It could be a little more comfortable here. But I think once we get I think we have the right medium size. I think that's what's really lucky. Yeah. The size covers a majority of the middle range. Maybe not the biggest, maybe not the smallest, but everyone in the middle, they're good. Which means we just have to have one size larger, one size smaller, and we probably could cover the whole gamut of gloving hand sizes. Which would be really nice, and it would be really, really easy to manage inventory if there was only 3 sizes and not like 6 sizes or 3 set sizes.
Yeah, it makes the most sense to me just to make everything the same at that point.
Yeah, I think I'll probably make that adjustment like right away. There's no reason not to, unless I get some conflicting data that people saying no, don't fuck with my thumbs.
I'm gonna try it out because I have some shorties.
Yeah,
I can use for thumb wires.
Please let me know if it seems practical.
We'll give it a try.
Snaps is back in the stream and he says, sorry for crashing the stream earlier. Yeah, it's all your fault. You're the one who made my computer sound like a jet engine taking off. I blame you. How dare you? Dubchart asked, how much for a set? Are you talking set of wires?
For the set of wires, I'm going to try and keep the price at $15 for a set of 10. That's where it's been at for the replacement, and I think that it keeps the margin like very reasonable. It's basically just a little bit of like Small.
Sounds like
small,
I owe you $5.
no. Some people who have actually been actively contributing, I do give like discounts and gifts to. So, like I'm not trying to or anything,
Alright, so
but
Snap says, give me Bluetooth gloves next so I can just adhesive the diodes to my fingertips. Alright, listen. He's trolling you, but I unironically want it already, okay? Like, give me the ability to just tape fucking, or to like super glue shit to my fingernails, and I'll be happy, okay?
a vast majority of glovers, they want their gloves. They're very well happy with their gloves and how they're adjusted to them. But there is, and myself included, an audience of individuals who want to see gloves minus the gloves.
I want to, dude. I would be so happy.
Yo,
if I could
I'm
get
here for
implantable
that.
implantable LEDs that I could then just like motion control. You know what I'm talking about? Like, there's already motion control for specific like things. Like a good example are lightsabers. Lightsabers have motion control in order to get the things to activate. It'd be so easy to just be like, all right, I have LED fingertips, and in order to turn them on and off, I have to do like a flick or a snap or a something. I'm so excited for it. Give it 5 years. I'm ready. Elon, put Neuralink on hold. We don't need chips in our brains. We need chips in our fingertips. All right, listen to me.
Yo.
I would rather have like a cell phone built in my hand than into my head any day.
Respectfully.
Yeah, I don't want to. I've said it once. I'm gonna say it before. I'm not paying for Thinking Premium. There's no chance that anyone's gonna have ad space in my brain. Okay, no.
I'll take it like the crypto on the little forearm.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yo.
Gnarly.
Yeah, I don't know if that's I know it's funny and awesome, but I don't know if that's necessarily realistic. But I do think that there is a possibility for gloveless gloves, and I really want that. And it won't be like tape and done. It won't be little modules. You'll have some wiring running out of your hands. I think that's cool. I think that's cool as fuck.
I just want fingertips. That's all I want. I don't want the wires or anything. I just want fingertips that glow. That's all I want. I want it to be as magical as possible. You're looking at it from a cyberpunk perspective. I'm looking at it from a magician's perspective. I'm trying to make him go. Wait, is he?
What about?
Is he magic? Do
you know about D-lights? You remember those?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
So what if we made like a set of 10 D-lights?
With the most complex D-lights on the face of the planet. I'm here for this idea. I'm here for this. At the very least, it's a great YouTube video. At the very least.
You might just buy 10 D-lights and just be done with it.
I mean, here's the thing: is we'd need to get fingertip molds or something like that, and then be able to put the lights inside the fingertip molds. So it's definitely a project, but.
Yeah, they've done it. There's enough space. Your fingers will be extended like the size of a chip, like a microlight chip, and you'd probably have to be battery powered. And it wouldn't just be like press to hold on. You just change the programming and add a clicky button so you can actually like use them the same way as gloving chips. But I feel like they would come off.
They would definitely not stay on your fingers. I can tell you this right now. No, one of my very first glove sets was only 8 sets, so I had 2 D-lights that I put into the glove set to play with.
That's what's up. MasterCard.
And it would be conjuring with the thumbs and then the fingers. Yeah, no, it was funny. Fun stuff. Napsky says Elon buys EL. I'm down. Elon offer $4 billion for EL and then back out.
He only backed out when he realized the gloves were faked.
Yo, low key, if Elon discovered gloving, I just tell him to hit me up. I got some things to talk to him about. All right, listen.
Something tells me he's seen it. He's been like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's probably seen it. He's probably seen it at one of his warehouse raves. I don't doubt it. Like, he throws raves. Like, what? So.
Well, I guess he's married or dating Grimes. He has a kid with Grimes.
Yeah.
So I guess he has to be going to raves at some point.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Yo, seeing Elon at a rave, that would be something else.
That'd be peak. That's peak goals, honestly. If I could meet Elon at a rave, then maybe I'd be able to. Maybe I'd be able to get somewhere in life.
Never know. He's there. He's there somewhere.
Next plot twist. We turn Elon into a Glover, and Gloving comes back to life.
Wow.
His Glover name is Orange Tesla. No. No.
That's some nostalgia.
Oh my god. That is iconic.
Do you
That's
think
pretty good, funny.
Clip it and send it to Elon on Twitter.
What if he made the Teslas? What if he's just like, it'd be funny?
Snap says, JJ, give me your velvets, bro. What did you want your velvets? I don't know what that means.
Those are rare as shit.
You guys talking about bulbs again?
Bulbs. Yo, bro, I got this bulb collection here. Let me show you some.
I always flash back to that meme I made from the first episode of season 3 of Rick and Morty, where it's like, no, I don't want to see your pod collection, but it's no, I don't want to see your bulb collection.
When I seen that meme, I was like, damn, it's straight at me.
It's funny. The funniest part about it is like, yeah, actually, I do want to see your bulb collection, but the meme was just so fucking like, yeah, it had to be done.
Fire.
All right, so what else you got for us? You just did a batch, didn't you? Are you already sold out of that batch again?
Yeah, batch 2 sold out.
Jeez.
But batch 3 is ready to go, and I will be listing it available after the stream, as well as the new wires.
Oh shit! So this is batch 3 launch stream. I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, whoops, my bad.
Wow. If anyone is wondering when next batch is, it's after the stream. So go ahead and share the stream right now and say batch 3 after the stream, and then maybe we'll go from there.
How many glove sets in batch 3?
There's gonna be between 25 and 30, so I'm just kind of slowly creeping up there. It seems
nice.
The right size for each batch.
That's dope. I'm happy for you, my guy. I'm glad you sold out the first 2 batches. I'm unequivocally certain that you're going to sell out of the next batch as well. So
that'd be wonderful. I'm very pleased.
I'm looking forward to seeing more and more of these glove sets out there doing the thing, being unique and bougie. I think is the right word. Bougie as fuck.
On top of that, it was kind of a ninja move by accident. What didn't mean for that to happen, but the extension buttons are also available, and they've been available since batch 2. So now you can get the new wires, the new set drops, and the button wires the button modules are all available at once.
Okay, so just to recap what he just said, essentially after the stream, first of all, batch 3 goes live. But also, if you're from either of the other batches and you don't have either buttons or flat wires, you can get those separately. But batch 3 is going to come standard with buttons and flat wires, or do you buttons?
Standard with the flat wires,
okay,
but
so
the buttons are still
an add-on still. Okay.
Yep. So I'm phasing out the black round wires. Okay. So whoever has those, they're collectible now.
Don't break them.
The buttons are epic. Just mode changes.
Buttons are super tiny. I can kind of demo what the wires look like. I don't have a button set up, but the button wires are very pretty. They black and white. These might change to the flat ones eventually as well, but these ones seem to be a lot more durable.
Yeah.
and a lot because they're not really bending as much.
Yeah, it doesn't
even if
seem
you're
like you need
moving
as much information cable going through there either, huh?
it. Yeah, they're a lot less sensitive.
So,
Totally.
very
The
good.
buttons are tiny. I got them in my thumbs, and you can barely see them in there.
Oh yeah,
And
look at that.
And you just click and change modes. I did find a really good, cool mode on the randomizers the other day. It's pretty epic. It like goes from pink to yellow blue, and it's a hyper strobe.
Whoa.
So like it'll do pink and green, and then it'll switch to yellow blue. And this is on the randomizers, which is wild. I was just like, oh, I'm saving that.
The randomizer knows what's up. I taught it as best I could.
Randomizer.
Not that I know
things.
what's up, but math knows what's up.
Math knows what's up. Listen.
Math knows what's
Math
up.
knows how to randomize, alright?
Right. And the thing is, randomize is a fun word, but it's like, you know how big of a deal it was when Apple invented shuffle? It's not random. It's shuffle. It's a pseudo random. That's
and
what
that's
the
the thing
randomizer
is most computer randoms aren't truly random, are they?
That's a little different. You're right in that they're based off a noise that could be measured and then recreated, and then it's not random because it's like a finite, predictable sequence based off of some noise. But there's ways of getting around that and making more true random things where it is totally random. But what I'm talking about is actually that you say you want random, but that's not actually what you want.
Right. Because random could be like extremely weird.
Well, yeah, random will be. It'll just be total chaos. It'll be like orange, blue, brown. I don't know, like that's random. Or it turns out that true random is not really awesome that often.
Yeah.
For anything.
Well, and that's the infinite monkeys theorem at work. Like how often are you gonna actually produce Shakespeare? You're not. You're not good.
Yeah, truly random. It's a 1 in a billion or more.
Right. Even more than that. Like there's so much options for random. But
there's another big problem with random, especially with finite sets, like small sets, like a couple hundred options. I know that's not that small, but yeah. So like in a set of a couple hundred, if you randomize 300 times, you can get the same result 10 times in a row.
Right.
That's true random.
Right.
It's not likely, but it's possible. And so things like shuffle and things like the Vortex randomizer, they exclude possibilities that are less than ideal, and they focus on possibilities that are closer to what you would want, but are randomly selected from.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it really changed the game for Apple, and I think it changed the game for randomizers too. Well, for the ones that include it.
So we got Snaps in the chat saying he wants to see JJ's bulb collection.
Damn. Fuck with my gloves off, man. Maybe another time.
JJ
Shit,
said next time for the bulb collection.
Yeah. If you come to G3, you can come to my house, bro.
Shit, okay. Go to G3 so that you can go to his house and then you can steal his bulb collection. I mean, what?
Oh, shit.
Who said that?
Wait, what?
Who said that?
Whoa.
Gotta be careful. Alright,
another-
well, Shane, it has been glorious having you on, but it seems like we have reached a lull. Do you have anything specific you want to tell people about the Vortex that is going live that we haven't yet covered?
Yeah. So there's some extra really cool stuff that's going on. Since the launch of the Vortex, many or several, not many, but several different software developers have reached out to me and been connected to me who are like professional, much more skilled than I am. And we've been working together on improving and rewriting the Vortex code. So one of them is even helping me rewrite the whole entire software firmware from scratch, like literally from scratch, but from the perspective of a professional. It's going to be functionally identical, but with room for like infinite expansions. Like anything you can imagine, you want like vector style pattern creation, it'll be in there. You want like custom hybrid patterns where you make your own, it'll be in there. Yeah, you want save editing on the computer, that'll be coming soon too. And then ultimately the goal is to get some sort of like web interface, but that might be a little further down the line.
That's enormous news, dude. That's really cool.
It is so cool, and it's so nice to be able to work with professional developers and hobbyist developers and just different people from different backgrounds, and they're like teaching me crazy things, and I'm showing them all the crazy cobbled together duct tape shit I've done, and they're surprised a lot of the time and pleasantly, and I'm surprised that they find any qualities that are good. But
hey man, if it works, it works. That's what
That's
what they say about weapons is if it hurts, it works. So like for technology, for this technology, if it flashes, man, you're doing your job right. So
that's what it seems like, and it's only going to get better and more streamlined and more capable. And like a lot of the stuff I mentioned is like it's on the horizon. It's not quite here yet. It's not going to be. It might take a little while to get it all ready and dialed in, but it wasn't entirely possible before this. And now with all this help of the open source community working together, we're gonna have great, amazing features going forward.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing how this thing evolves more and more and more. You've done great work. I keep telling you, you're doing the Lord's work with this set, giving the community something actually to look at with, enthusiasm and excitement rather than just being bored as fuck because Amazing hasn't done anything and the other companies haven't really done anything either.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's still a really passionate hobby for a lot of people, and
for
even
sure.
software developers.
And anyone who truly wiggles their fingers is not gonna stop wiggling their fingers anytime soon. Like, I'm sorry, you don't do it. You don't stop.
I'm in the lab every day.
You might take the gloves off. You can take the gloves off of the glover, but you can't take the gloves out of the glover. All right, listen.
Yep.
So, anyways, that's just really cool news, man. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to have you on. Glad to announce Batch 3 is dropping in probably as soon as you get done here on the stream. So it's not even at the end of the stream. It's probably in the next 15 minutes, right?
Sure. Whenever the stream is ending.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Are you sticking around to the end of the stream, or are you hopping off here and then going to
I could
launch
do that.
the thing? Because
I think
basically,
that would be
yeah, go ahead. Basically, me and Jay are gonna work on trying to figure out troubleshooting this computer next, and at that point, we're gonna probably play some video games if we can't figure that out. But it really is up to you if you want to drop them now or wait until I'm done streaming, because realistically I don't know how late this stream is gonna go.
Well, actually I got plenty of stuff I need to finish up before LIB next week. I'm so fucking hyped for that.
Hell yeah.
I'll go to that again. I should do something about that.
It was so fun, like 2017 or whatever when we went together. That was great.
That was dope. That was 2015?
16? Oh shit, it was years ago.
It was genuinely, it's kind of crazy to think that was genuinely 5 years ago. 6 years ago.
Yep.
Sheesh.
6 years ago. We're getting old.
Bro,
but not really.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
But
all right,
yeah,
well,
I got
thank
plenty
you
of
so much
finish
for
up.
being on, my guy.
Yeah.
Good
I'll
luck
just set up-
finishing your stuff,
Yeah.
and
Thank you.
drop us a link in the chat when you do get your thing live, because
Okay. I will.
I'm sure there's a few more people in the chat who want to know when and where. So
Totally. I'll come do that. And also, let me know about the giveaway prize. I still am offering what we discussed earlier for the end of the stream for you to give away.
Oh.
Should we announce it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so for anyone who already has Vortex gloves, I'm giving away a pair, or Just is going to give away a set of flat wires.
So
To
we're
go
giving away a
with-
set of flat wires.
Oh yeah.
And
So definitely let me know who wins.
let's sheesh. Let's do. I think there should be a better way to do this, because
It
why
is
don't we do
eliminated.
this? Why don't we do this? we're gonna give away a set of the flat wires next week to
Sure.
anyone who has a set of vortexes.
Yes.
But they have to tune in next week. So you have to tune in live. Anyone who has a set of vortexes has the opportunity to win these flat wires. And if you have a set of, if you buy the 3.0 batch, you can also win them. So next week, Shane's gonna give me a list of the people who have bought vortexes, and I'm gonna randomize, and I'm gonna pick a winner, and then that winner has to be watching, and if that winner isn't watching, it's gonna go to the next winner who is watching. So
you know, you could just give them. You could just give them to anyone who enters, and they might be inspired to acquire their set to go with them.
That's true. That's true. But I want to make sure they go to a home that's actually gonna make use of them without having to get FOMO, I guess.
Can't even zoom in on this.
So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give away those flat wires next week. So tune in next week to win a set of flat wires.
Yeah. You should definitely check out what JJ's got going on his.
I just want to take a moment and talk about these casings from Glow LEDs that are pretty wild.
I'm gonna go get started on the launch, and I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for having me, and so definitely check out Glow LEDs. That's fucking wild shit they've got going on.
Yup.
So it's really
basically an open case.
It's really cool that Glow LEDs is making stuff for Vortex already. It's basically just they're on a tear doing all kinds of extras. I've got a set of skins from them. I've got a set of diffusers from them, and I've got a set of, where's the other thing? I've got another set of the geometric diffusers that they sent me, and I was just holding them. They're right here. Geometric diffusers. So expect some kind of review of these sometime in the near future here. I also want to talk about this little battery holder that they sent me, which is extremely useful for festivals. I used it at Infrasound. Just put a little set of batteries in there, and then you can slip this in your pocket, and then you've got extra batteries that you don't have to carry around a whole pack of packaging for. So this reusable little battery holder is actually clutch. All this stuff can be gotten at Glow LEDs.
Use code snappers.
Use code snaps. Use code snaps for whatever at Glow LEDs. Only because Josh doesn't have a code yet. Only because Josh doesn't have a Glow LED code yet.
Use code 3M. Just 3M
Actually,
at Glow LEDs.
I'm pretty sure Jest if code Jest doesn't work at Glow LEDs yet, I'd be surprised. Someone's gonna jump on that.
I'm out of here. I love you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Shane. We appreciate you.
Have a good stream. Catch you later.
Alright, guys. Next step here is we're gonna take a look at trying to figure out what's going on with this PC. I think.
Oh yeah.
So it's definitely leaking.
Show me the leak.
Oh, this thing's a beast.
It's so heavy, huh?
It's kind of heavy. I don't know where I'm supposed to put it.
It's just metal.
It's entirely, look at this thing. It's massive. It's a chunk. Alright, so we have troubleshooted by testing each of these fittings, and all of the fittings are tight.
Let me see your pump, dude. Unloop it. Like, let me see your leak tester. Or yeah, make your window bigger too on the stream.
Okay. Here we go. We're gonna go back to me, and then there's you. So here's my PC. It is kind of pretty. Here's the pump. Here's the leak tester.
Okay. Okay, we're looking at it. No, hold up your leak tester.
Leak
Hold it
tester is
up.
right here.
No, the actual unit itself. Yeah, that
Oh,
at the bottom.
Hang on. Cameron decided to die. We're gonna reevaluate.
Oh, that's the crazy one.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna set this down for a second.
Cause look, this is the one that I have.
Yeah. I bought the smaller version.
Huh. Is there? And then it just tips. It just twists right in, and it just pumps
Yeah.
there, huh?
Yeah. So
Huh.
this is the leak tester, and it pumps.
Okay. Now put your finger on it and pump and see if it hold. Make sure that thing works nice.
Yeah, it's pump. It pumps.
And it holds, right?
Yeah, I think so. Seems
Huh.
like it's holding its seals.
Okay, so you're gonna have to attach that back. Wait, so
Should I try putting it in a different spot on, like, instead of the top of the fill hole? Should I put
maybe for now check the pump. Like check if it's like check if there's any like wiggle on the reservoir.
So no, there's wiggle because of how it's connected to the bracket here.
Yeah.
The bracket says the bracket is not really a screwed in thing. It's more of like a pressure thing that keeps it in place.
Okay. And then is the lid on it on tight? The black thing?
What an excellent question. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So now it's not, but it was.
Okay, yeah, might check that. Did you take the bracket off of there too? There's a bracket on there that you could possibly take off.
Not sure.
It's like over the plexiglass. You don't really need it. It looks like it's
Over-
not connected to none.
I'm not sure what you're
Let's
referring
see,
to.
hold it up again. Or maybe.
I need to get a little table in front of me, or I need to move my keyboard.
Oh yeah, you took it off already.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. Well, yeah, just.
Okay. Bear with me a second. I'm gonna make room here for the important thing.
Okay. I'm gonna change my cam.
There's definitely not enough space for this.
Oh, shoot. It's not gonna fall, right?
Okay, we can work with this. Okay, no, it's not gonna fall. It is pretty
Okay.
sturdy where it is.
Alright.
All right,
So that's on tight.
I've checked pretty much everything here now. Let's look. Should I try pumping it into the graphics card and see what happens?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, seal up the pump and make sure it's nice and sealed up, and then try pumping the graphics card. Realistically though, if we don't, eventually we'll have, like, if you really want to get to the bottom of it, is because that's a really nice actual pump. So what you'll do is you'll disconnect both hoses, and then you'll use the extra plugs from the other products and plug every hole so it only has the pump going into it, and you just pump it to see if the graphics card block is good.
Okay. Alright, so now I'm gonna pump into the graphics card.
For sure. Still losing, huh?
No, that is dead still.
Sheesh. Is that dead still? You know what, my guy? It might have been the damn lid on the freaking pump.
I'm pretty sure that's holding, my guy.
That's good news. That's good news. We can push through with the build, my dude. Let's just get it up to 0.3 again, and just let it.
It's sitting just over 0.3, and it's not moving.
Nice, sweet. So just let it sit like that for like 30 minutes.
All right, so it's gonna sit, and we're gonna pop on some Apex.
Oh, you want to pop on some Apex right now? I was gonna say you could start plugging in your fans.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
that's probably what we should. Let's not get distracted, Josh. We got other stuff to do. All right, so plugging in shit. What should I do?
Well, I would get the box that had your power supply cables, and then I would get the box that had your fans, because that will have your RGB controller for the fans.
Okay, so this is no, that's not the RGB controller. I had it in front of me a second ago. Nope, that's not it. This is it. This is the RGB controller right here.
Sweet. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
This is the RGB controller right here.
Oh, you got it in there with a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So every Corsair fan that you have, actually, let me see that on the screen real quick. You might have. Oh, that's a nice one.
Okay, so every fan gets plugged into this thing.
Yeah. So there's a plug for the RGB, and there's a plug for that controls the fan speed.
Okay. I just need to untangle my stuff here.
So you'll want to use the adhesive to put the RGB controller on the back of your case, and then you'll run the cables directly to it.
Okay, so does it matter where I put it on the back of the case? Should I put it?
It doesn't matter. You just kind of want to make it look nice and neat.
Gotcha. All right, Vortex Batch 3 is now live, according to Shane. So, go get your next batch of Vortexes, my guys. All right. All right, the sticky is on the box. Now the box is going to get stuck to the back. I don't want it right on the back of the radiator, though, right?
No, though the radiator needs to be completely uncovered because you're gonna be blowing hot air through there.
Right. So I'm just gonna put it next to the radiator.
Yep. There should be plenty of space behind the motherboard and shit.
I'm gonna put it. This is weird because it's got a. There's this like, what looks like the wall mounting box
Oh.
that I have to.
Yeah,
watch out.
you'll have. Well, there's like that case. Like there should be the back of it, and then there should be the inside of the back of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a little. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
And then you should have like a hard drive cage back there that you should be able to remove because I don't think you're gonna use any of the traditional hard drives.
Is that what I'm looking at? Maybe that's what.
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
Yeah, you might have to remove that because it's. I mean, I don't have a hard drive case because everyone just uses the SSDs
Is
and
this the hard drive
and
case?
Let's see.
Cage. This thing.
It might be honestly. Is it removable?
Doesn't look like it. Does not look like it's removable without taking it off. Taking off.
Well, you should be able to stick it like right above it.
I'm gonna put it behind this thing.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that should work. Just make sure your cables reach from the fans.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be like a slot called like CPU or something like that. Cause like these pins are basically they're 3-pin connectors. There's gonna be some pins that goes directly into the RGB controller. Those are the RGB pins, which are kind of crazy because like if you could repin that to fit the Vortex, you could pin out all those fans.
What?
And plug them into the Vortex because it's the same 4-pin.
That's hilarious.
Which is the RGB and then it's just the 3 RGB and then the data and the positive and negative, you know?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so when you're using a Vortex, you're actually using like computer grade PC professional parts, sir.
Okay, so when I plug in these fans, it's got 2 cables here. One of them's fat and one of them's skinny.
Yep.
And the skinny one goes into the RGB hub. It doesn't look like the fat one does.
Yeah, I think so. I couldn't tell you honestly but it only plugs. The Corsairs has a proprietary plug which only plugs into their RGB controller. So
oh, I see. So
there's no way.
It gives you 2 different plugs just in case.
No, one plug is your fan control, and that'll plug directly into your motherboard.
Oh. Okay.
Your motherboard will have will have at least 4 different spots where it'll have just 3 random pins, and those random pins will be for your fans. One will be CPU, one will be AIO, and the other ones will just be fan 1, fan 2, fan 3. You might need a flashlight,
I
mind you.
see an AIO pin.
Do you see a CPU pin? You'll probably want to use that one for your first fan.
Is this my first fan, or is this just a fan that I'm playing with at the moment?
I can pull up
This
the
is my
manual
middle
for
fan.
your...
This is my middle fan at the moment.
Yeah.
Does it matter?
It only matters on the RGB controller. I think that's the only reason it matters, because there's sequence modes that can go from up down, you know. And so when you want to when you plug it into the controller, the RGB controller, you'll want to make sure you either plug in the top fan first, to the middle, to the bottom, or from the bottom up. It all depends on how you want to do it, but you want to plug them in order from fan 1 to 3.
Okay, so in order from fan 1 to 3 means this one comes out and goes in 2. Because it's the middle one. And the top one stuck somewhere. Top one goes. What do you think? Top should be 1 or top should be 3?
I always go top down, so yeah, top should be 1.
Okay, top should be 1. Okay, that's pluggered in. And then number 3 is number 3.
Yep. And then there should be 2 wires coming out of the RGB controller.
Yep.
And then one of them is gonna be like just a USB header, and then that USB header should plug into the bottom of your motherboard. It'll say USB header or something like that under where it plugs in.
A USB header.
Yep.
Oh yeah, okay. It says USB, and then it's a big brick of thing.
So you're gonna want to tuck that in from under the motherboard and make sure you only got like an inch of cable showing. You kind of just want to tuck it in the back, most of it in the back, and then just have it a little bit come out the front just to plug into the front of the motherboard. There's honestly there's no way you can really mess this up, because all the plugs are kind of like different plugs for each component, you know, so the wrong plug will not plug into the wrong component because they're just not designed like that.
Okay, so just the USB header comes through the front, or both?
Yeah, and the other cord should be, if I remember correctly, it should be a Molex cord. So you're gonna need to go into your power supply box.
Hold that thought for a second. For a second. I'm gonna plug this USB header in first. I gotta find where that goes.
Should be at the bottom of your motherboard.
Yeah, I see the bottom here, and I see a bunch of pins. So it's gonna say things, but the problem is each of these things is covered by my graphics card.
Oh yeah, huh? Damn, I forgot.
So I gotta go funny.
Yeah. It should plug straight into like a square pinout thing.
Okay, so it doesn't matter which of the USB. There's a couple of them here, but it looks like
it doesn't matter. You're gonna use the second one for your case. The case is gonna extend USB ports into that.
So you know the rule of plugging it in the wrong direction first? Does that apply to these USBs?
Sometimes.
How do I know when it's in?
It's gonna click, or it's gonna just go in.
Alright.
It should be in. This is just Jest and J computer building ASMR now.
This is the Jest and J computer building ASMR stream. Hey, listen. We have to get this finished. And if it means good content for you, I'm all for it.
It's for the sake of the stream.
Yeah, for real. Honestly, this is interesting if you think about it.
Yeah. Anyone that's an aspiring streamer will want to go through these steps at some point.
Yeah. Alright, it feels like this thing is in crooked, so I'm not sure if it's in right. How do you know if it's in right?
It just plugs in. It's just like a little plug. You might have to double check. I can check the manual. See what it looks like. This is tough. Yeah, there should be one just chilling at the bottom. 2 of them right next to each other, actually.
Yep. Okay, I think it's in. I'm
Yeah,
just really concerned that I'm doing this wrong.
There's really no wrong way to do this.
Okay. All right. I think it's in. The other cord now.
Okay, for that you're gonna need to start pulling out some of your power supply cables, because that connects directly to your power supply, but it's gonna need an adapter that comes included with your power supply box.
Okay, well, everything got mixed together, so I have no fucking idea what I'm looking for here.
All right, hopefully you didn't. You should. Those
I
all
kept
those
everything.
cables should have came in a box. They should have all.
Like
they should
these
have came in a
cables, right?
box. Yeah, they should have came in a box or a bag together. That say Corsair. And it should. Yeah, that should be the. That looks like that's the one too. The Molex cable, or that might be the.
It's not quite the right cable, but I definitely one of these cables is gonna be the right cable here. So.
Yep, it's gonna be a 4-pin Molex, I think. The.
I think I found it. Yeah, I found it.
Yep. Cool.
Alright.
Yep. You might wanna unmount your power supply for this. I don't know how easy it is to plug in from there. But,
So well, the other end just needs to come through the front, right? Essentially, more or less.
one of the ends comes in through the front and plugs into the power supply. There should be like a little like gasket where it kind of has like rubber where it should have a spot to plug to come out from.
Yeah, I see it.
And then it should be like
Oh, this
I know
is
what it's
super
called.
easy. I don't need to unmount this at all.
Okay, that's awesome. I kind of figured.
So I'm looking for PC,
I don't know.
CPU, SATA, PATA, motherboard,
It's probably SATA.
PCI CPU, or
It's probably SATA. One of
SATA,
those.
PATA.
Yeah, it's probably SATA.
Oh, it fits.
Yeah, because all those even the power supply cables are kind of proprietary to their own plug, you know, so you can't plug it in wrong. It just won't plug in.
Nice. Okay, so that's in.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
You're gonna have to plug in the other side to the RGB controller.
The other side to the RGB. Oh, I already did that.
Okay, so then you're good. You're good on that. Now, do you have your fans plugged in to your motherboard?
No, that's the next step. Is the fans to the
Okay.
motherboard.
Let me pull up your motherboard actually. Let's see. So on top of the RAM, there should be a port. Which let me see. I'm gonna pull up your motherboard thing. That's usually where it's at, but I'll pull up the manual.
Looks like it's supposed to be a 3-pin majigger.
Yep.
I'm seeing 4-pin majiggers.
Yeah, actually those look like the RGB ones. Where is this? Oh, there's the manual.
Not seeing a spot for them.
Oh, I'm looking.
Might be missing something.
I'm looking. Okay. Oh yeah, no, those 4 pins should work. So the top one, it's
Oh,
on
look at
top
that.
of the RAM, and it's gonna say CPU fan. Put your first fan into that one,
Wait.
and then
CPU fan, CPU opt.
so you're not gonna use the CPU opt. You just I would just use the CPU fan.
But there's like nothing to plug it in there.
Oh, what do you mean? There should be like just 3 pins.
There's not 3 pins.
Oh, let me see what it looks like.
Hang on one second.
Should be. It might even be 4 pins, you know. Whoa.
I don't know if you
Okay.
can see anything.
Yeah, I could see it. It's those 2 black ones at the top. One of those is the CPU fan, and that's where you'll plug in the fan. It'll.
That right there. Okay. See,
Yep.
that's what I thought, but it didn't look like it. I don't know.
It's
You know what?
gonna.
Okay, listen. Alright.
Yeah. Let's see what it looks like. It's gonna be the first one to your left, I guess. Maybe. Yeah.
So we want the CPU fan.
Yep. That's gonna be your first fan.
Okay, that fits. That seems to work.
Nice. And you're gonna wanna like. So how did you pass the cable? Did you pass it just straight across, or did you pass it from the back through the gusset into the front? Because you don't want the cables like running across your computer. You kind of
Yeah,
run it.
no,
You
that
want
makes sense. I'm gonna pass it through the back.
Yep. I usually
So we want.
like.
Wait, hang on 1 second. So here, we want the fan 1, which is the top fan, right? To
Yep.
be CPU fan, right?
Yes. I zoom in on this. Goddamn. Okay, now I'm zooming in. And then you're gonna want to use fan 1, which is gonna be for your second fan. You're gonna want to use fan 1, which will be under the CPU, right on top of the graphics card plug.
Under the CPU, right on top of the graphics card.
Yep, there's gonna actually be 2 right there,
Oh, I see.
and one's gonna say fan.
Chaw fan
channel-
1 and then
yeah.
AO pump, right?
Yeah, so I would just use the chaw fan.
Chaw fan, bruh. Chaw
Yeah.
fan, bruh.
Yeah. And what I like to like kind of run it from under the RAM, like run it under the RAM and then kind of just like sneak it through like a little snake path, and you won't see the cable because it's black usually. You just kind of got to try to tuck it in between all the stuff there.
Keeping these cords straight is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, dude, I cable managed the fuck out of my computer, and it took me like 2 hours, and I only did the front.
That's so funny.
And you know what they say, business in the front, part in the back.
For sure.
It's all my cables in the back are just like, if it closes, it closes.
Alright, so if I can just get this thing. It doesn't look like there's a good spot to like send it through to this part. It's gonna have to run across the, like, I don't know if you can see this part right now, but like.
It's gonna run ugly. Then we can switch it to a different one, because there's 2 ports at the bottom. One is channel fan 2 and channel fan 3, and those are at the very bottom. Those might be your options to make that look a little bit better. Also, I would check to see how much, if you lost any air.
Dog, it's holding above 3.
Nice.
It's holding above 3. So literally, it was just the pump top that was fucking me.
Yup. Usually something super easy. I swear you were about to get a headache over it.
I really was. I was starting to get angsty about it. All right, so this is gonna come through here. No,
Yup.
no, it's not gonna come through there. It's gonna come through the bottom. We want to put it in at the bottom so that it
So it looks clean.
looks clean.
Yep, so there's channel fan 3 and there's channel fan 2 down there, so it doesn't matter which ones you use.
Okay, so if it doesn't matter which ones I use, I'm pretty sure I'm looking at one of them. Because it says fan.
Mm-hmm.
It says cha fan.
Yup.
Cha fan, bruh.
Yeah. I think that just means chain fan. So
Or
you can
channel
chain all
fan.
your fans. Yeah, channel fan or whatever.
Okay. I can't see anything. This is a problem.
Yep, and what's cool about that motherboard, it has control for a AIO pump, so you'll be able to plug in your pump into that middle one, I think.
Okay, so that's in. Now the bottom one?
Yeah.
Bottom one goes into another cha fan, or it just goes into...
It goes into a cha fan as well. And there's 2 ports at the bottom. Kind of by where you plugged in the USB header.
I see the other cha fan.
Yep.
Cha fan. Okay, I genuinely can't tell because of the reflection, but I think that's the right pin numbers.
Nice.
No, that says com debug. Never mind.
Com debug. It looks like it's right in between the 2 USB headers. Or right next to the 2 USB headers.
That is what I'm looking at, but okay, never mind. Just kidding. So it's right next to the debug.
Yep. Honestly, the hardest part to connect is that little corner part right there, where you connect the power button from your case to the motherboard, and it's only hard because it's fucking microscopic to see.
Okay, that guy's in.
Very nice. Very nice.
Actually, I wanna reevaluate that cord management there.
Yeah, you can. If you do it now, you don't have to mess with it later. I'm pretty sure I sent you a bunch of little miniature zip ties as well.
Yeah, I got a package of them, so.
Nice. But yeah, Nam had a leak in his computer, and it took him like 2 hours to determine where the leak was coming from, and he had to perform that where he took off every single water block and pumped air into it individually, till he realized when he cleaned his blocks, he forgot to put oil on the O-ring, like a grease on the O-ring, and it was causing him to leak.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Just a crazy amount of work just to find out that it was just a stupid little...
Yup.
Okay, this cable is not long enough if I want to do it this way, so I gotta do it a different way.
Mm. Zip ties are the foundation of all electronic life.
Yeah.
You don't know how many times I've bought a new e-nail, and every time I open it up and I look inside, and I'm just like, this is just a damn box with a bunch of zip tied little cables and a temperature controller in there. Every time, bro, it never fails. And like every time the box is either just nicer or the zip ties are nicer.
Make me one. I believe in you.
Oh yeah, I could definitely come up with one of those.
Yeah, I don't like any of this cable management.
What does it look like, my dude? Let's see it.
Like spaghetti, so I'm just
Oh, just going through it.
reevaluating stuff.
Okay. Yeah, if the center plugs under the CPU make it easier for you to cable manage, then yeah, try that out. But that's the only other option you have on your motherboard. Unless you want to like wait, I can send you a splitter cable so you can have it all run out of your CPU fan and just put the splitter put all the connectors in the back. I had to do that, but I have like an insane amount of fans for my computer. I have freaking 13 fans. So I had to run splitters off of every single connector.
Okay, that should be working.
Nice.
Should be better. Alright, hold up. Starting to get a little sweaty here.
That graphics card is out of stock now too till freaking next year.
Ha!
That's crazy. I'm trying to pull up the instruction manual on it and it's out of stock now.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm so hype. Why is getting this thing back in so difficult? How did I do it the first time? There it is.
That's not what I was trying to look at.
Okay, that's back in.
Nice.
Okay, so where were we? What was I doing?
Did you already finish cable management that or
Well, to a certain
wiring
extent.
it up?
To a certain
To a
extent.
certain
So wait, what? Did I get all of the? Did I get all of the?
Where are those cables come? Oh, that's from the pump, huh?
This is the pump, yeah. This is
Okay,
pump cable.
so you got all the cables for your fans wired up.
Let me double check this, but
Check, make sure there's no loose ends.
no, they definitely don't have all the cables done here.
Cause there should be what 6 cables, 2 cables for every fan, RGB controller, and the fan control. And then there should only be 2 cables coming out of the RGB controller, which I'm pretty sure you got everything done.
So the top fan goes to CPU fan at the top, right?
Yep.
in there. So I've got 1, 2. Where does this third guy go?
I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be right back.
Do your thing. The rest of you should refill as well, if you haven't already. Okay, so all 3 of the fans are plugged in.
Nice. Really nice. Let's see. So you're gonna need to plug in your motherboard, power, basically you're gonna need to pull out all the big boy cables out of your power supply. Subtage. Sajing.
Okay, so a little bit more cable management going on here. Okay, that should be good. This is the motherboard
Nice.
power, I think.
Yeah, it should be a huge 12-pin connector, like, or 24-pin connector, whatever.
Huge 24. No, well, that's only
Okay,
3 pins.
okay, that's gonna be your RGB splitter,
Oh,
or you're gonna need your RGB splitter to connect to that.
okay, so I don't want to worry about this right now.
Yeah, you don't. You might not even have to worry about that till later.
What am I plugging in next? The motherboard, you said?
Yeah, you can plug that in next. So you're gonna need to get your power supply box or your power supply cables.
Power supply cables for sure.
Yep. And then there's gonna be like 4 cables that you're gonna need. Okay, that's the cable. That's the main power to the power supply.
Yeah, I saw
That
one.
cable.
The one I'm
should
holding
be
right now is
Okay, that's gonna be that one of the. You're gonna have to plug that into your power supply.
can actually see exactly where this goes. I'm pretty sure this is the motherboard thing.
Yeah, but first you're gonna plug that into your power supply, and then did you buy the power supply jumper that I told you to buy? I'm pretty sure you did. Plug it in at the power supply first, and don't plug it into the motherboard yet.
Okay, so how do I know which side goes where?
It should only go. There should only be one way it can go in, and there should be markings on the power supply to tell you where to go.
Motherboard,
So
right?
the main square connector, the one that's 1 piece, is gonna go on the motherboard, and the one that's 2 piece should go on the power supply.
Okay, that's in, and that's almost in.
Nice.
Okay, so that's in.
Okay, so I had told you to purchase a power supply jumper. You're probably to that step now.
Okay, did I get it then? Did I
I'm
actually
pretty
buy this thing that you told me to buy?
I'm pretty sure you did. It was like a $8 piece, and you said you did. It was on Amazon. It's like a little square connector that plugs right into that cable that has like a little U coming out of it.
Square connector.
Yep.
No, that's an 8K cable.
Oh, nice. You got the DisplayPort cable.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's not it. Dog, did I not get this part?
I'm pretty sure you did, but if you didn't get the part, I can show you how to do it with the paperclip. You're just gonna have to be really confident in
Oh, is this
the
it?
instruction. Maybe. It might have came in something like that. Let's see it. Yeah, that looks like it, my dude.
Okay, so what am I doing with it?
Okay, so you're gonna plug that into that cable, that motherboard cable. You're gonna plug that into the end of it.
Okay, done.
Okay, so what happens now is determines it's on you. So that makes it so your power supply turns on. Cause so what happens is that when you plug that cable into your motherboard, then the motherboard is gonna be what tells the power supply to turn on. But now that you have that jump connector on there, it's basically like you're stealing someone's car and you're just jump starting it. So allows you to do it allows you to power the pump without having to turn on the whole PC. So then that allows you to pump water into your PC before you even heat anything up.
Okay, so what do I do next?
So next, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to get that Molex cable for the power supply that powers the pump. You had it earlier. It should be in your cables.
This one.
That you can just put aside for now.
This one.
Yeah, you can put that one aside for now.
Oh, this is the.
That's for your power supply.
Yeah,
But I think it's right under your elbow. Is the other cable?
This one.
It's the one kind of by like your no that one is just for your power supply, but it's that one right there, kind of by your elbow. Yeah, that one. That one should plug. One of those plugs should plug straight into the pump. Yeah, you're holding it. You're just holding it.
This one.
No, the other one. That's your Wi-Fi antenna.
Right or left?
Yep, that one. That one. The right. Pretty sure it's the right. I can't tell on cam. But it's the one that plugs into the pump because the pump is a 4-pin connector.
Am I wiggling it or am I holding it still?
You're wiggling it.
Okay.
Yeah, you. Oh, hold up.
So this goes into the pump.
Yup. And you're probably gonna want to run that through the back. Let's see, what does the pump connector look like? Should be the same one. Should just plug straight in.
Plug into each other. I don't think
Oh,
this
did
is
they?
cord. I think
Okay, they might have changed the connector to a Zeta cable, like a. So you might need to find a different cable. It should have been included with your power supply cables though. Okay, yeah, they switched to Zeta. Mine's is on Molex, which is that 4-pin connector. Yeah, that looks like the right one right there.
that plugs in.
Yeah, so you're gonna want to cable manage that behind your case somehow. But you can use it right now to
So
freaking.
What am I doing with this now?
That plugs into your power supply. You can plug it in at the end so it's easier to cable manage. Cause that's just a daisy chain. So you can plug in multiples, you know. So you can plug it in at the end, and then run the cable through the back of your case, or you can just cable manage it later if you want. But that's gonna be essential to pumping water or pumping liquid through your loop.
Okay, plugged in. And wrapped back around. And plug into. Am I plugging into
Your power supply
that, or no? Am I plugging into PC, CPU, SATA, PATA, or
SATA. Should be SATA.
SATA, PATA.
Yeah.
Okay. That's plugged in.
Nice.
Now
So
what?
now you'll want to check your pressure thing and see if you lost any air.
I haven't lost a bit of fucking pressure, my guy.
Oh, nice. And we're pretty much ready to fill, my dude. So I'm gonna explain the process to you a little bit. So the pump pretty much fries itself if it's not lubricated, and it can only be lubricated by liquid. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to fill the reservoir, and after you fill the reservoir, you're gonna turn on the power supply. And since the power supply has already got a jumper on it and the only thing connected is the pump, it's gonna pump that liquid super fast into your loop. So you're gonna want to flip on the pump and then flip it off and pour more liquid on, and then flip it on and then
So
flip it off.
should I take the tester off now?
Yeah, if it still hasn't moved, then you should be good to go, my dude. What I would do is take off the connector, put the plug in, the plug that you had originally in there, nice and tight.
Okay.
I'm glad it was holding though.
Right.
It's such a hard troubleshoot sometimes.
That was gonna drive me nuts for sure.
Alright, now what you're gonna want to do is take that big cable that powers the power supply and plug it into the back of the power supply. And then there's gonna be a switch on the back of the power supply which will now act as your power switch now that you have a jumper connected to it, you know? So then that's what's gonna power on your pump and keep pumping liquid to your product.
Where can I plug this in now?
Make sure it's off when you plug it in too. Don't want to plug it in and your pump just starts pumping, because that will fry your pump.
What's the off? The circle or the dot? Or the line?
I think the circle is off. Let me just double check, dude. You don't want to run a dry pump for sure. It looks like, yeah, circle's off. Circle's off.
Okay, it's plugged in. Should I fill it?
So yeah, I would give it one more leak test, but if anything, you can fill it. I would leak test it, just give it a few pumps, just from the top, from where it originally was leaking. From where you're gonna put in the water, that's where you want to give it just a few pumps, just to double check right before you fill it, you know?
But if this is the part that's leaking, we're not too worried about that because it's not going to be like going through the top part, right?
Yeah, no, because it's gonna pump faster. It's gonna pump down faster than it will pump up, you know?
Right. So the only acceptable leak is from the top.
Yeah. And it almost never leaks like that. That's where I would check mine too. I always pumped into the reservoir. But it shouldn't leak now. As long as the top is tight, it shouldn't leak now, because that pretty much was your problem. Was the top was loose and you were pumping air straight out the top. This is just a little safety precaution so you don't make a mess all over your computer.
Yeah.
But now that I'm seeing that little pump thing, that would have been so much handier than the one I had originally. Oh, I think your camera just died.
Yeah, it keeps doing the turn off thing. I need to take my camera to the camera shop and ask them why it's doing it.
Yeah.
All right, pump, 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 pump.
Not
That's not
losing
moving.
nothing, right?
That's not moving.
Oh, then you should be good, my dude. You already tested it for a minute, and now we know that that was the problem. We should be good.
All right.
So now you're gonna want to grab your little funnel. You're gonna want to grab your liquid. This could choose the blood red. Does it fit in the hole though?
It does. It does. I actually had to adjust it a little bit.
Oh, nice, nice. So you're gonna want to fill it. I would say like 3/4 of the way,
Into the
and
reservoir.
then press, yeah, into the reservoir. Don't let it get too close to the top, because you'll make a mess.
Herd mess.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that. Even I tested mine for like hours to make sure it wasn't leaking, and I still put paper towels under my shit just in case. But you shouldn't have that problem. Honestly, I was just super scared. $1,000 graphics card would be a shame.
You know what? I'm gonna go grab some paper towels. You're making me nervous.
You never heard them paper towels come off the roller that fast.
Alright, so
Yeah, just pour about 3/4 of the way in. So this is, you could do it by yourself, but this is usually easier with 2 hands, because then someone can just press the button as you're pouring, you know?
mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Alright,
just
so
do it
that's-
nice and slow.
That's about 3/4.
Okay. And what it's gonna just shoot, my dude. It's
So
gonna,
I
that
should-
pump.
I should cap this quick, right?
No, don't cap it. You're gonna want to leave the funnel up there.
Okay.
Leave the funnel up there, and then what you're gonna want to do is it doesn't like they'll go in too deep, right?
No.
Okay, so what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna press that button, and then you're gonna flip it off, and you're gonna pour more juice in there.
So just flip it quick, on and off.
Yeah. Yup. Whoa. And you're gonna want to let it get to the point where it only shoots down like about like 2 inches really fast, and you don't want to let that pump go dry at all. You want to
Okay.
put more liquid in there ASAP, because these pumps are like really good. They'll pump like almost 10 gallons per minute.
My laptop's being a bitch again.
Oh, there goes the fan.
Yeah.
It's really faint. You can't really hear it.
Okay.
So you're good. And then you're gonna want to flip it on again. It looks so cool just from you looking at it already. It's pumping though, right? I'm waiting to see the red in the graphics card. But yeah, you're gonna want to get as much of that fluid as you can in there, and then the air is just gonna come out the top where you're putting it from. You might have to wiggle out your PC, like you might have to wiggle it to get some of the air bubbles out. Cause I had the way I mounted my graphics card was the same as yours. I vertical mounted my graphics card, and I ended up having an air bubble in the graphics card. And what I did to get it to come out is I just shook the shit out of it. And I got the bubble to move to the CPU. Then once I got the bubble to move to the CPU, I got it to move to the radiator. And then eventually, after a few days, I was able to just uncap it, and it just kind of pumped out. Are those the fans, or is that the pump going crazy?
My guy, I think it's full because it is not getting sucked down anymore.
Oh, let me see what it looks like. Let me see what it. Give me a different angle. Is it still running?
No, I turned it off. But
Yeah, cause you'll want to keep it running for at least oh, that looks pretty wicked. Nice. Oh, nice. So yeah, keep it running, dude. Let it run for a little bit. Let it. And then since your graphics card block is not on and your LEDs are not on right now, what you'll want to do is you'll want to shine light, and then make sure there's no air pockets. Make sure there's no air pockets in your graphics card. Oh, that looks nice with the red in there. That's cool. You'll be able to see more of that once you get the.
So sick.
It looks sick, huh?
I'm so excited.
Nice.
Alright, so what's next? Should I just fill it up a little bit more, or?
Yeah, fill it up a little bit more. Let it run like this for a minute. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to shake the thing, kind of. It's gonna be scary, but you're gonna want to shake it, and the more you shake it, it's gonna release air pockets out of like the radiator. Release air pockets. It shouldn't have that much air though. It might only take like one shake, but you're gonna want to fill that thing up to the almost to the tippy top, to the point where you feel comfortable leaving it. You know. I actually need to top off my case because
can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
You can just barely see.
Yeah, I would add just that little line right there, just up to the black, and that's it, and then cap it. And like after a few days, you'll either see it go down, and then you'll have to add more, because like I filled mine up to the tippy top, and you can tell mine needs more liquid. And it'll on its own, the CPU will burn out liquid. But yeah, you can hear the pump running, huh?
No, that's my computer. That's my laptop.
No, but is the pump running right now?
Yeah, it's just quiet.
Oh, nice.
It's
yeah,
quiet as fuck. What you're hearing is my laptop taking off.
Yeah, those are some of the nicest pumps made in the whole world. The EK pumps.
Nice.
So they do pretty good work. Now I would just shake the thing a little bit. Yeah, just give it a nice little shake. Let's see if you lose any level edge, you know. But you seem pretty good. Looking pretty damn good.
You know what? I never plugged in the LEDs for the pump. Should I do that?
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna want to do that, but you're not gonna be able to power them right now because the motherboard's not plugged in.
Okay. So what's the next steps here? What am I?
The next step is gonna be plugging everything in, but you kind of want to just let it get. You can start plugging in the RGB if you want. So there's a splitter that Sean P and Deck gifted you. That should connect all your water blocks and your reservoir.
Which is that? This?
It should be, yeah, it should be that. Check if you can plug in your reservoir to that, because that should control the RGB to that. Did it come with the right connectors?
Yep.
Yep. Then that should plug that in, and then there's gonna be another plug That's gonna be coming off of your CPU block. That's gonna control the RGB for that. And then you're gonna want to do the same thing and run it through the back, my dude.
But there's only one.
Oh, there's only one pin out thing, huh?
No, there's no pin out things actually. These
Oh.
are all female pins.
Yeah, I can mail you one of those little pin out things. I actually have a shit ton of them.
Okay.
What you could do temporarily is you could just plug that in straight to your motherboard and not even use the splitter.
So I'm plugging the reservoir into the motherboard.
Yeah, the reservoir and the CPU block. There should be. Let me look at the motherboard real quick. I have those things pulled up. Let's see. Where's the RGB? This should be. Damn, it doesn't say. Let's see. This is like, it's like a freaking 30-page manual for this motherboard.
Bro, there's so much to this stuff. It's so crazy.
Yeah, so your RGB headers should be all the way at the bottom. All the way at the bottom, kind of by RGB header A one should be at the top, right next by the CPU fan. One should be at the very top, and it's gonna be a 4-pin or a 3-pin connector. I can't tell, but it should be right next to the CPU fan. You should just plug your CPU block to that.
CPU into. One more time.
There's gonna be a RGB header, and it should say RGB or something of that sort. RGB header 1A.
It's so fucking hard to see back here.
And that header should be next to the CPU fan plug, all the way at the top of the motherboard.
Okay, so the RGB header's up there.
There's 2 RGB headers. So you're gonna use one for your CPU, and then use the other one for your pump. So I would use the bottom one for the pump, and then the top one that's by the CPU header for the CPU.
Okay, I found it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's plugged in.
Nice. Yeah, you'll have to figure out. I'll either send you the connector that you're missing for the splitter, and then you can cable manage that better later. And then the next one will go at the bottom, kind of by where you plugged in that USB.
So that's this pump one, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Except that this one needs a
you
female
might.
end.
Yeah, you might. So those pins, those remove. Those unplug.
Oh shit.
So I forgot that Sean did not include none of the pins. You know, I usually just grab like tweezers or like pliers and pull them out. Yep. So you're missing. You're missing
I bet
at least.
I have a bunch of those laying around here.
Oh, you might honestly. They're usually included with like a bunch of stuff. But if you don't, I have a bunch of them laying around. I could just throw it into your freaking package next month.
I don't see them, so I'm not gonna.
You can worry about it later. Yeah.
I'm not gonna spend too much time looking for them. Okay, so this one goes somewhere.
Somewhere by the USB header. There should be one RGB plug down there. Kinda, it should be by like the right corner closest to you. Right bottom corner or whatever.
Okay, I see a bunch of pins, but I don't see the RGB.
Yeah, you'll have to look. It's down there though. If you want me to stream it to you on Discord, I can kind of show you exactly where it's at. Let's see. If you look on the Discord thing, you can kind of see where it's at.
Where's my mouse? You sent it DM or where'd you send it?
I'm streaming it in the. You can see it. So the top one you already plugged in. The bottom one is right.
Okay.
Yeah. That just kind of gives
Well, I
you an
already
idea of
used
where it's
that
at.
one.
Oh, the
Didn't
one
I?
at the bottom?
Didn't I?
No, I think
Wait, no.
there should be several. Well, one is a USB, which is a 8-pin actually, and that an RGB header is only
Now
4-pin.
I'm confused.
Oh, yeah, I'll put it back up actually.
Yeah.
I accidentally exited. Okay, there it is. Let's see. Okay, it should be up back in. But yeah, you're gonna want to connect to B, the one at the bottom.
Well, that's not really the bottom though, cause the one that I used is right here,
Where?
like right on the side.
Oh. There.
Okay. There's another one on this. Never mind. So the one on the side says ADD Gen 2. The one on the top says RGB header, and the one on the bottom. Okay, I see it now. But it's got 4 pins, so it was like.
It's confusing, yeah, but it should work.
See, I gotta remove one of these pins in order for it to work.
Oh, for real? Oh,
Yeah,
hold up,
because it's a 3-pin.
let me look at that again. God damn.
It's a 3-pin.
Yeah.
And there's a 3-pin one on the side. But there's only one 3-pin on the side.
Weird. What connector is the one on the pump? What does it say? Wait, are you holding the right pump connector? Because there's 2 connectors coming off of
I'm holding.
There should be 3 connectors coming off of the pump. One should be
Okay, yep,
the pump control.
Yep.
Oh, you found it?
I figured it out.
Yeah, because there's 3 connectors coming off of the pump. One controls the pump speed, one controls pump power, and the other one is the RGB. So that cable specifically, you'll probably want to cable manage later once you get the splitter. But you might not need the splitter. I don't know if you're usually, so when I did my graphics card, I added a water block to my graphics card. Your graphics card already came with the water block installed, so it might you might be able to just control the RGB to your graphics card without a cable. Is there any cables coming off of your graphics card?
No.
Yeah, then I don't think you're gonna need a splitter, because you only have the radiator, the pump and the CPU block.
Okay, I think the pump is plugged in.
Oh, the RGB to the pump, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's gonna be another cable on the pump, and that cable is gonna go into your AIO. You remember when there was I think it's in the middle of the motherboard.
Yeah, it is. Okay, but that's another.
It's another 3-pin.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
No, it's a 4-pin. It's a 4-pin. AIO pump is 4-pin, and this is a 3-pin. It's the same problem.
Weird. Super weird. Let me see again. What we got going on?
Yeah, that doesn't go in.
Oh yeah, that. So there's. Let's see. Try it. Try the CPU op maybe, but it should still plug in.
CPU op? Where's that?
Yeah, that one is by the CPU fan. But yeah, that one basically just controls your pump. If you don't plug it in though, it's really wait, no, that looks like the RGB that you're holding. Let me see, hold that connector up to the camera.
This is the only other thing that's coming off of the pump, and it's the ring. It's the ring that just says kinetic around the pump.
Oh,
which is an
then
RGB
yeah,
thing.
then yeah, that's the RGB. You already so you connected the pump already.
Yup.
So that's gonna be the RGB. That'll go at the bottom, kind of by the USB header. There should be a RGB pin out somewhere down there that says RGB.
So difficult with the graphics card just right in the way.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yikes. Let me see if I can show you again. Let's see. Yeah, this should be the connector right here. Connector B.
Oh, that's.
It should be tucked a
Yeah,
bunch.
RGB head. It's another 4-pin. What is going on here?
That's weird. That it's 4-pin and it doesn't work. Let me see. Oh, that's gotta be a 12-volt RGB. So okay, so I understand that one. You're gonna have to leave unplugged until we get the splitter.
Okay.
Cause so the top RGB header is a traditional DRGB and the bottom is a 12-volt RGB.
Okay.
But
So-
it just doesn't say that on here.
So it's gonna be the same with the.
It's gonna run off of the CPU block that you plugged in earlier.
Okay.
I would just leave it unplugged for now.
And the pump still goes into.
Where did you plug it into? I'm guessing CPU fan like 3 or fan 4 or AIO pump or something.
I could plug it into AIO pump pretty easily.
Yeah, but if you said it was quiet, you might not even need to plug that one in. Because the thing is, like, you only really want to control your pump speed is if it's really getting too loud. Other than that, if it's not loud, you should just leave it running full speed, keeping your system nice and cool.
Okay. Well, that one's plugged into AIO pump or
Oh, nice.
one actually.
That's sweet. That's fine.
Okay, so that's plugged in. What's next?
Next you're gonna want to get the whole array of cables. Like you're gonna need the cable that plugs into your graphics card, and you're gonna need the cable that powers your motherboard, not the one that connects your motherboard. Oh, and you're also gonna need so there's cables coming off of your case. You might want to do those next. Yeah, you could do those as well too. So one of those plugs into your graphics card. I don't know which one it is, but it's gonna say GPU on it. Yep, it's gonna be those probably.
It says PCI on it.
Yeah.
CPU.
It might be that PCI one. It's probably gonna be the PCI one.
Okay, so I have 2 PCI cables.
Yeah, you might need to. So they plug into your power supply, but they also plug into your. Is your computer still on?
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna want to turn that off now. No, it's been running for a minute. You know the liquid holds. You're good. So one of those connectors connects at the top, like so that one can. Yup. It might be the other way around. I don't know. I can't tell. That might go into the power supply, and the other side goes into the graphics card. And what's weird is that it does like a weird little connection.
It gives you like a Z or whatever.
Yeah, that's for plugs that need 2. You know, I can't see from your graphics card right here, but does it need 2?
It looks like it needs 2.
Yeah, so you'll for a 3080 you'll want to use 2 different cables. So you'll want to do that. Exactly what you're doing right now is plugging in the. You need to plug it in at the same time though. Like you make the connector and then you stick it in. It doesn't work like that. You're gonna have to unplug both out ends and out. Cause it has like a little weird L shape that makes it complete. You'll see when you try to. You'll have to make the connector, you know, and then plug it in as 2 pieces. Yeah. What I recommend to do right now is grab zip ties, bro. Grab 2 zip ties and zip tie the extra end back. So just like kind of turn it into one cable. Cause then that thing is just gonna be dangling off of the back. You know what I mean? And it's gonna just look ugly. So you'll want to zip tie that and then just clip off the end of the zip tie. Yep, exactly like that, my dude. So that when it connects up from the top, it just looks like one cable. If in the future you want to get custom cables, I can direct you to that and I can show you how to measure to get custom cables. You can get white, you can get red. There's so many options. I don't know why they make them like that, but they just do. Nice. And then the end of that, run it to the back of your computer through one of the gaskets and then plug it into your power supply. And you're gonna need to repeat the process one more time too, because it's a 3080 and 3080s require 2 to 3 power connectors.
Okay, running it back through doesn't work.
Yeah, you're gonna have to figure something out. Maybe, yeah, maybe do that and then
the PCI then, right?
Yes, sir. That's what's cool about that case is it's so open. You can just build pretty easy. My case is such a fucking bitch to build, and I had to like wire everything up and then stick the power supply in.
Wild.
Yeah, it was annoying as hell.
Alright, now I'll do the next one.
It's gonna need one more connector. You're getting pretty close though. You might. Did you end up making the USB stick with your operating system?
Nope.
Okay. That usually takes about like for like 20 to 30 minutes. I don't know if your computer can do it while you're streaming.
I probably won't be doing that tonight. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm getting to my limit here pretty soon.
Sounds good. I mean, you only got three more connectors, I think. You got the motherboard power, and then you got the motherboard connections, and then you got the case connectors, which are the power button and the USB ports on the case. You connect those to the motherboard, and then that's pretty much it. Should have a functioning PC after that, and you should be able to click it on and see all the lights turn on.
Okay, that is in.
And your camera died again.
Okay, the GPU is plugged in now.
You have two power connectors on it? Nice. Yep. So now you're gonna want to get that. Remember that cable that I told you to put the jumper on?
Yes.
Yeah, yep. You're gonna take, oh no, not that one. The big 24 pin one. It's the thickest
this
cable
one.
you got.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah, you're gonna want to take the connector off of the back and then run it through the back and run it out that little slot right next to the to the motherboard. It's gonna be right next to your RAM.
I see it.
You know.
This isn't long enough.
No way. No fucking way.
Unless I can't run it through the back.
No way. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. That case is fucking huge. Here's
what I can do, I think. Okay, that's in.
Nice. Now you're gonna want to do the CPU power. You had those cables earlier, and the connectors to that are right above the CPU. It's gonna be just one 8-pin connector.
CPU power.
Yep. The cable was included with your power supply.
Right. I just need to find it.
Yep.
This one says CPU on it.
Nice. Yeah, that should be it.
So there's an 8-pin.
Somewhere by the top, above the CPU, top left corner.
Yep, I see it.
Yep. And you should only need one.
And this plugs into the water block or
into the power supply.
Oh.
Yep. Duh. And you should be able to run it through the back, but who knows if it's long enough. I bet it looks wicked with the red in there, with the copper and with the silver and the black fittings.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good color combo. It sounds some Kylo Ren shit. And then I'm not too sure what kind that plugs into, but it should say either PCI or CPU or something.
It says PCI.
Yeah, I turned it off, Dave. We already figured out the no, the RGB. I'll send you those little
Got it.
connectors you need for the splitter as well.
All right. What else?
Okay, now you're gonna need the cables off of your case. This is gonna be, there's gonna be USB ports on your case. These cables should already be on the back of your case.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, these are gonna be the toughest cables to connect. The USB ones are gonna be easy because those you already know where the USB headers are at. But the power switch and the hard drive light, those are gonna be little tiny connectors.
All right.
And they're gonna be in the. Let me see if I can pull up your manual again, cause.
All right. I'm not gonna
You,
lie. I think we're
yeah,
gonna call it right now, right here.
cause it's tiny, huh?
Because this looks like another 30 minutes of dicking around that I don't want to do right now.
All right.
Because we have already exceeded the typical stream time for the night, and
Sounds
I
good.
still kind of wanted to play video games. So I'm gonna unplug this. We're gonna put this computer building process on hold.
Sounds good.
And we're gonna launch into some Apex. But I'm going to restream because my computer once again is buzzing like an airport. So I'm going to
Send me a picture of that when you got it too. That the red looks crazy in there.
Will do. All right,
For
ladies
sure.
and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to Jest and JJ build a PC ASMR. Apparently, that's what we did tonight. Stick around. I am about to restream and play some Apex Legends. So stay tuned. And don't forget, it's better to be weird than boring. Okay, bye!